Welcome to the presentation today on what is a YouTube strategy for your business. What does that look like? And how can you plan, execute a YouTube strategy that you know is going to generate a result for you? I'm going to walk you through our process and how we've been able to not just grow six-figure channels, but also how we've been able to turn YouTube into a six-figure revenue generating machine for our clients. And this is really important because our clients specifically, they've got these three things in common. My clients are business YouTubers. They probably don't even call themselves YouTubers. They're businesses. And what they see on YouTube is an opportunity to go beyond social media, beyond the noise of posting, and actually create something where they're building their brand, generating leads, and closing revenue. Okay, so my clients are business people, and that's who we're really speaking to today. My clients consider themselves thought leaders. My clients see themselves as leaders in the space. Now, that might be they're already leaders, or it might be that they see themselves as leaders, that they're like, look, Owen, the future of my company is I'm going to be a big name in this space. And so we're talking to that person. And most importantly, and get this, guys, my clients want revenue. They want revenue. They want their efforts, their time to be mathematically converted into a dollar amount that is exponential, right? So what we're talking about here is I can spend 10 hours a week on YouTube, and that will reliably generate for me a series of results that I consider valuable. What are those results? We're going to talk about that, but let's just go high level. Views. Views means eyeballs, and you better believe that eyeballs are valuable. Well, and I don't need just views. Look, you don't need just views, but views are important. People can't buy from you. They cannot follow you. They cannot reshare you. They cannot opt into your list if they don't know who you are. So views are a primary metric that we seek. 2 is email list. We want to see your email list grow. In our business, high-level consulting, our business comes from the email list. We do content that brings people into their list. The list is where you close. And we have email list building strategies that I'm happy to share with you guys if you guys want to know about them. Right? If you guys want to know about it, I'm happy to share them. I'm open book. Christina's out there. Video Effects is out there. Great to see you guys. Two leaders in the space. Christina's asking. Let me see if I can put this on screen. Christina is I'm broadcasting alone today. My boy Carlos taking the day off. Who doesn't want money from their work? You know, I agree with you. And yet we are kind of like there's this battle between I just want to help people and I want to make some money on YouTube, right? And we're that company that says, look, dude, make some money on YouTube, get kind of famous on YouTube, right? How do you do that? By helping people. And so there's kind of that trifecta that I don't want you guys to hide from. It's like we are on YouTube. Look, someone who's not interested in being famous is not interested in a YouTube strategy. They're not on this video, right? If you're on this video, whether it's live or on the replay, you see yourself as someone who is watchable. And that's what I'm going to speak to today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into some notes. Let's see if I could pull it up here. Look at this. I'm going to draw stuff out because for me, drawing out strategy really helps. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do here as we dive into the content is I want to talk about what YouTube is. YouTube is an audience builder, and this is where everybody screws up. Everybody screws up in the audience portion, right? Because we look at my 3-year-old handwriting. I'm kind of writing in an interesting way to make room for like the camera and everything. So it's a little bit crooked. I'm the type of guy that goes like, oh my gosh, that's a little sloppy. I like to look at my own writing. Sorry if you can't hear me while I'm leaning away from the microphone. So look, here's the deal is YouTube is an audience builder. Now, back in the day, we're used to television and radio would build their audiences off of like daytime slots, right? If you want to reach women, right? Like household women, consumer women, you advertise during the day, right? You put your content out during the day, during soap operas, right? If you want to advertise to kids, cereals and toys, you go on TV Saturday mornings, right? Families is going to be prime time Monday through Friday. If you want to reach a business audience, because that's who buys your stuff, you're probably going to skip television. You're going to go to radio. So all of those things are important. On YouTube, you want to be going after a like-minded audience that represents like a dartboard, okay? So you've got this dartboard mentality here where the bullseye is your customer, but all over this board, you've got like all over this board, you've got points that you could be scoring here. And these are what we call sub-segments of your audience. So if you are a real estate agent, your bullseye is going to be buyers and sellers, okay? In your local town is going to be buyers and sellers. That's your bullseye. Now, at any given time, there are only X amount of buyers and sellers at any given time. So that audience is limited. When we start to go wider out, we could look at a segment. And here's this segment right here that I'm coloring in. This might be investors. So this might be, I'm an Airbnb guy and I'm looking for properties, whether they're fourplexes, duplexes. Maybe it's, I would even put over here in a different segment, I'll polka dot it. This might be multifamily. MFRE, multifamily. Maybe it's apartment buildings, okay? But these are all segments of a larger audience. So what is the dartboard? The dartboard is going to be those interested in real estate. Big time, the audience equals those people interested in real estate. So what you've got to do is you've got to start with, before you do, what videos am I going to make and how long am I going to go live, right? Before you go all of that, who are you talking to? You're talking to people interested in real estate. Some of those people live in your town. Some of those people want your single family listing. Others do not. And what you've got to do on YouTube is you've got to get good at monetizing non-customers. That means creating videos designed for people who will never buy from you. Now, I know you hear that and you start to freak out a little bit and you're like, oh my gosh, and what am I doing this for? Why would I want to target people who don't buy from me? Here's the reason why. Because if you want to target, you want to sell a home in Cincinnati, you want to sell a home in Irvine, California, I want you to walk through this scenario with me. Your buyer, your lister, they have a mansion looking for a real estate agent. They go online and they look and they find your video and it has 67 views on it. Are you credible to them? The answer is no. You are not credible to them and you just hurt your brand. This is the reality of business on YouTube. Now, if you're a small YouTuber, if you're like maybe you make slime in your basement, you make red slime and blue slime, and you got a video with 67 views, who cares, right? You're on the journey to YouTube. People tell you start small, okay? But in business, you've got to take a different approach. And that's what we're going to get into. That's like the heart of what YouTube strategy is, but it starts with your audience. So here's the first question for you is who is your audience? If you're a dental company, who is your audience? That target customer is going to be someone who has got the mangled teeth, right? And the client I'm speaking of knows who I'm speaking about. Let's say you have a process that turns an ugly smile into a beautiful smile. That is your buyer, but who is your audience? Your audience is that wider level. And so we've got to have videos that bring audience in, and we've got to have videos that convert that viewer to sale. Okay, so it starts with who your audience is. So I want you to talk about who is your audience. Who are the people you're trying to reach? I was talking to a church yesterday about their podcast. And I said, who are you trying to reach? Are you trying to reach the spiritually curious? That would be sort of a non-Christian, someone who's not a Christian, but they're open to spiritual content, you know? Or are you looking for what I call Christianized America? So this is someone who's got some sense of I'm a Christian. Catholics, Protestants, right? Like churchgoers, right? The atheist, the secular person, man, the moment you put a cross on your podcast, your video channel, they're not interested. So you say, we're trying to reach the lost. Well, then you can't call your podcast Jesus Freaks, right? You'd probably have to call your podcast something like, like, I don't know, unbaptized or like unspiritual or whatever the case might be, right? That's in the case of a church, right? In the church, in the case of a business, if you're a plumbing business, who is your audience? The answer is simple. Those who are interested in plumbing. It's that simple. So your audience informs your channel name and your channel value statement. So this is before we've even begun. What we do with our clients is when they come on board, we go through a process where we confirm the channel name. I don't care if you got 20,000 subscribers. You might have the wrong channel name. You might have started in one direction. And now the reason you can't get traction is because people see a video. It's okay. They look at your channel name. What's this guy? RJ312 race car, but it's like you're doing fashion content. Like, oh, well, that's the name I started with. Christina is saying you are writing with your left hand. I certainly am. It's the only hand. It's the only hand I know how to write with. And then on top of the camera here, the keyboard here, it's all a little bit. I'm a neat hand writer, but today we're playing with it. So we start with your audience. Who is your audience? Audience understanding also sets expectations. Okay. If your audience is left-handed people, that might be it, man. That might be your thing. Left-handed people, I'm going to say what? I don't even know if that's 30%. I don't think it's 50% of the population. But you've got to look at who your audience is and recognize the what your view expectation is. Okay, so how do you develop audience? Inspo channels and comp channels, competitor channels. Okay, these are the essential components before you start building your YouTube video plan. So many of us get out there. I got a call the other day that was like, hey man, I've got like 2 9-figure exits. I've got a whole content team. And we just, we just can't seem to get any leverage on YouTube. Well, who's your inspiration? Who is reaching your audience better than you? That's your inspiration channel. Don't say Hormozy and don't say Gary V. You know what I mean? Like you've got to I want to see you finding 5-6 channels that are 100,000 views, 200,000 views. I discard the million channels, and I discard the sort of like the outliers, the low outliers, the big outliers. And it's like, I want to find people that are actively involved, engaging an audience today, whether they're getting 1,000 views on a video or they've got 60,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers. They're only getting 125 views on a video. They're not engaging an audience, so they shouldn't be an inspiration to you. Competitor channels. These are people who specifically don't do what you do. Well, let me say it again. These are people that more specifically, thank you, do what you do. Other plumbers, other real estate agents. They don't have to be in your market. Okay, they don't have to do exactly what you do. But here's the thing. If you say this, and no one's like us. We don't have any competition. You're lying to yourself, and I guarantee you you're under $1 million. Guarantee you. Oh, there's no one like us, Owen. BS. Reality is that they're like, when someone's going to buy me, we offer YouTube consulting and YouTube editing and sort of the production house of services. When someone comes to me, they're not just looking at other YouTube guys. They're looking at Facebook advertisers. Maybe they'll write a book. They're thinking, what's my next campaign? And it's the same with you. You're a flooring guy. And no one does flooring like us. We have a wood design that nobody can meet. But that homeowner is like, am I doing my floors, or are we going to do the backyard? Okay, so having these competitor channels, trade channels, industry channels that you're watching, this is going to help you understand your audience better. And once you understand your audience better, you can now create a content strategy. All right. Now, this is where I want to get a little gnarly here, okay? Creating a content strategy on YouTube is, I think, the heart and soul of what it is to be successful on YouTube. To be successful on YouTube, you are in a place where you are coming up with a video idea in your head. You're making that video and it resonates with the audience. That, I think, is the heart and soul of YouTube. In the beginning, what you might need to do is you might have to do a little bit more homework before the ideas in your head actually produce good videos. You know what I mean? So in other words, and I'm trying to get out of my PowerPoint here. In other words, you might be coming up with videos now. You're like, and the videos I come up with now, they don't do anything. They don't perform. No, I get it. The reason that that's important is because your gut is not in tune with your audience. You don't understand your audience well enough. So you're probably not looking at your competitor channels. You're probably not looking at your inspiration channels. You're probably not asking your audience, like, what are the thoughts, concerns, and interests that you're going through right now. Instead, what you're doing is you're sort of like going like, oh crap, I didn't plan a video, but it's video day. So I'll improv it. I got it, dog. I got it. I'm a big businessman. I'll improv it. And thousands of people will want to just hear what I have to say. It's not true, man. That is why your videos don't do well. In fact, I recently interviewed a plumber on my channel, Smedley Plumbing. They just hit 15,000 subscribers today. And I talked to him about, like, how do you know how to make a video that will work? And here's what he said to me. And I think I would love to ask you guys watching if you agree with this. The videos I spend time on are the videos that perform, by and large. Are there exceptions on that? I'm sure that there's exceptions on that. But the videos that I spend time on are the videos that do well. I want to say what's up to Lily Tree, logging in. Great to see you. And I love to see Sue Ann here. She just saw hopefully those are appearing on the, I can't see that they're actually appearing on the screen. I'm trying to put your comments on the screen. I don't know if you can see it. Let me know if you can see it or not. I'm learning this new software, but great to see you guys. Glad you're here. You're definitely part of the family. So we're talking about the actual content strategy and getting to this place where you can do really well. Now, let's go through some standards of what YouTube wants when it comes to a solid content strategy. What YouTube wants is watch time. Okay, write that down. It's watch time. Now, what is watch time? Watch time is the amount of time a viewer spends on any individual video, and also how much time a viewer spends on YouTube in general. Okay, that's the heart and soul of watch time. So when we create a video, we need to know that YouTube is not really interested in fancy editing. What YouTube wants are watchable videos. So let me go to a slideshow here. I'll show you guys some positive examples. Okay, this is a channel that we managed for a bit of time. 3 million subscribers, I think, when we came to them, but struggling to get views. Why? Because of the improv problem. There was no planning. There was no research going into what types of videos we needed to make. So every video was sort of like well, let's try this out, okay? Now, what we did is we took a look at their analytics and we were like, oh my gosh, your audience loves the military. Your audience loves America. Let's blend your topic, which is men's fashion, affinity, and create this new video, Why Are the Marines So Stylish? And it was the best video they had on their channel, perhaps last year. I haven't looked at like everything they'd done for the year, but it certainly was. By the time we stepped away, this was certainly the best video on their channel. Here's a look at another channel, 13,000 subscribers. Their videos were getting 113 views. We came in and we worked with them on a video. That one video, take a look at this, in 9 days, 117,000 views. And look at this, in 6 days, 3.1 thousand subscribers. All right, and all of that translates into click-through and to leads and all these different great metrics. Now I have to kind of like skip ahead here to see where I'm at in my in my slideshows. Got it. And you know, I might just No, I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to kind of go back and forth. And we have other examples, right? This is Scott Weiss. Scott Weiss, the financial advisor, is one of our best all-time clients. And you can see here that he is building videos that are designed to keep a viewer watching while also creating a series of videos that keep the viewer bouncing from one video to the next. Now, Scott in our program with this strategy made $60,000 in client business, and his channel was featured in Forbes magazine. And we have plenty of other examples of business owners who have come into this program and been successful with this strategy. Now, let's get out of this. That's not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is that YouTube wants binge watching. So what your goal is as a business owner is to create a structure that looks like this, where we've got your channel and your brand in the center. And just like any good table has 4 legs, your channel should have 4 solid legs that we call silos, where each silo has 4 to 5 videos in it minimum. You might only start with 2, see how it does. Does well, let's add a 3rd and a 4th. Maybe this silo is your lead acquisition silo. Maybe this silo is your suggested strategy, your virals video strategy. Maybe silo number 3 is your lives. Maybe 4 is a target keyword, something like plumber in Cincinnati, or for lawyers, maybe it's like personal injury law. Okay, this is the infrastructure that you need to build inside your channel. Let's break that down into some major categories right now, okay? Turning on the iPad. Here we go. We're diving deep. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the major content types that you should be targeting. Number 1, search. You should be making videos that bring in audience from search from Google and search from YouTube. But I want you primarily working with Google. What would a viewer type into Google to find someone like you? You should be making videos with almost the exact same title. Now, what should those videos look like? Let's talk a little bit about structure. I'm going to say they need to be more evergreen and more produced. Now, when I say produced, does that mean fancy whiz bang, wow, biz, wow, buzz, type editing? Absolutely not. It's unprofessional, it's distracting, and it doesn't set you apart as a business owner. What it does is it makes you look like a child trying to whiz bang their way through YouTube. Produced means thoughtful. Produced means structured. So when you create a search video, we have a strategy called Everything You Need to Know. We call these iNick videos. And it's like a top-level video based on a major search term. This could be as tactical as how to hire a flooring company, how to hire a window guy, how to hire a lawyer. It could be we're building a silo for a lawyer right now that's like how to win a personal injury case. And what we're doing is we're making one evergreen, produced, structured video that's like the iNick video. It's like, hey, welcome to this video. It's everything you need to know. And in this video, I'm going to talk about X and Y and Z and A and B. And get this, those are going to become the other videos in the series. So now it's like we've got this sort of multi-level marketer sort of expansion here. We've got video, let's call it video A, video B, C, D, and E, okay? So you've got this video. It's like everything you need to know about MySpace, everything you need to know about dental improvements and stuff, everything you need to know about the 3-on-6 procedure. Hey, welcome to my video. Today I want to talk about the 3-on-6 procedure. Now, number 1, we did a whole video on prep. So I'm just going to cover it here lightly, but I did a whole video on prep, and you can watch that in the next video. You can watch that by clicking on the link below. And see, now what you're doing is you're creating one video that brings people in, and then you're creating other videos to direct them to create binge watching time. Now, let me kind of show you, like, in reality, how this is going to work is like you'll make a video like this. Is designed to bring everybody in. And if you go to my Beat Cancer channel, we could show it later. I'm screen sharing is taking a little bit of energy right now. So it's like on my channel, Cancer Fighter Owen, which is where we are building a business that will help 1 million people beat cancer. I'm outlining my cancer journey. I made my everything you need to know about my diagnosis. And at the end of that video, I go, now what treatments did I do? Well, you can watch that video next. That has been a powerhouse move for us. I see Tony Jacobson in the audience right now saying, let's go. I love to hear it because I know, Tony, you got a big mission just like me. Okay? So I like, look, in your search video, you are coming up with other videos that move around it, okay, that can be linked to it. Most importantly, video A needs to end with a link to another video. That is a natural fit. This is how we create binge watching time. It's how you create affinity. If you can get a viewer to watch 3 of your videos in one sitting, you have a top performing YouTube channel. Okay, now your search engine videos should also have CTAs. And oh, I lost these zeros here. That's a good look at your search engine videos. Now, what's next? What else? Suggested. Okay, so when we go onto YouTube, when the average viewer goes onto YouTube, here's what happens, okay? Just track with me here. And I think, track with me here, okay? This is how the YouTube viewer experience works. Is I'm interested in a topic. I'm an audience member. I'm interested in woodworking. So I go, how to buy a table? Or I'll type in something like, what is safety protocol for a table saw? In fact, I just searched that. I'm already kind of into woodworking personally. So I bought a table saw. I look at this table saw and I'm like, I'm going to cut my hands off. Let me go ahead and look up what are some safety protocols. So that's search. You're interested in a topic, you search it, and you find a video. Suggested works differently. Suggested is when the YouTube algorithm is suggesting videos to you. So I'm gonna focus on 2 big parts of this, okay? Number 1 is your homepage, and I can actually share my screen. I brought it up now. Let's see if I can go get to it. Okay, you log on to YouTube, and as I get to my homepage, YouTube is suggesting videos to me. And I can see the channel name, I can see the views, I can see when it was published, I can see the thumbnail. This is great. What a great thumbnail here. And I get to click on one of these. Okay, this is a suggested algorithm. Now, let's say I click on a video. So I'm going to click on this video here. I'm going to click on my own video, shameless plug for my Cancer Fighter channel. Now, I hate that I'm pausing this because I'm actually killing my own demographic on my own. Look what's happening. On the right-hand side, these videos are being suggested to me. Now, these videos are being suggested to me based on what I have watched in the past and other topics that YouTube is guessing I would be interested. They're suggesting that I may be interested in something like this, okay? So when we start talking about a suggested strategy, we're talking about a viewer who is already on YouTube. Something else specifically brought them in. Maybe it was another one of your videos. Maybe they came in on one of your videos and then another more interesting video is being suggested to them on the right-hand side. Maybe they're coming in off of a competitor's video and then they saw yours in the sidebar or yours being suggested to them. Maybe, check this out, just maybe they came in to watch Jimmy Kimmel or Joe Rogan and saw your video instead or saw your video on the timeline, right? They didn't even plan. Maybe they come to watch golf tips. I watch golf tips. I'm a dude, right? I go to watch golf tips a couple times a week, in between each little thing. Or maybe I go to sports betting channels every now and then and I'm checking that out. But then I see this video from a window provider. I need windows. I need to get some new flooring. I was just in an accident. I'm trying to lose weight, and they see your video, and now they're in your network. So you need to have a suggested video strategy. This is for people who are already on YouTube, and these are going to be timely, trending. So, for example, if I were to post about Hulk Hogan today, that video on my channel would get as many views as it would on any given day. Okay? But if I had posted that video a few weeks ago during the RNC when Hulk was on stage, he had a whole media thing, he's trending, well, it's likely that that video would do better than the average video on your channel. So your suggested video strategy should take timely and trending topics and connect them directly to your industry. When a celebrity gets a new floor, celebrity house remodels. In fact, we've got Christina Smallhorn in the audience today, who has done so well transitioning from retail real estate to having a real estate sort of empire. Because why? Because she began to make videos on the trending topic of tiny homes. Now, Christina didn't sell tiny homes. She didn't put real estate buyers into tiny homes. She didn't list tiny homes, granny flats. You guys know what these tiny homes are, right? Like these pre-made, prefabbed homes. No, but what she did notice is that in the real estate industry, she understood her audience is people interested in real estate topics. So she found this interesting real estate topic. That interesting real estate topic was tiny homes. She made a video about tiny homes. It went viral. It like mega viral. Not all of us get this, let's say this kind of result because it was not luck. Not everybody gets this kind of result because it just depends on the size of the gold vein that you hit. How well is it published? Is it trending, right? Like, COVID, there might be health-related topics that are trending, but dang it, if you post about those, that's foolish. You're going to get banned. Oh, YouTube's unfair. Look, let's play in the field we're on. YouTube's still the number one video viewing platform. They don't want you talking about a couple topics. Move around them. In fact, we've got a doctor who is in that same boat. We move around them. Hundreds of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of dollars in new clients. In fact, he just gave us the number of new clients, 500 new clients in 3 years since starting the channel. Your suggested video strategy is taking ideas that are happening out in the culture and applying them to your business. A lawyer friend of mine named Emily, she's one of the biggest lawyer channels on YouTube today. She's the third biggest YouTube lawyer channel. And she got big by commenting on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. That was the big thing that got her into the main atmosphere. And now when your audience is that big, you can kind of take them where you want them to go. So your suggested videos need to be timely. They should be based on trending. And we can loosen production standards. Whereas your evergreen videos need to be a little bit more produced because people are going to watch them forever. Your suggested videos can be done a little bit more on the fly. You're under a deadline here. Okay, so you need to be conscious of that. Let's move on to 3. Now, how do you do that, by the way? Like, how do you find suggested topic? Like, how do you find trending topics and apply them to your field? Well, I think that a lot of that goes back to, having inspiration channels and having competitor channels and seeing what they're doing. Okay, but it's also about knowing your audience, right? So if your audience is following health and wellness, like you should be aware of the health and wellness trends that are happening. We ask our clients, what's happening in your industry right now? What are your patients talking about? That's like one of the first things we ask. So you get a sense of like what's happening in this marketplace. But there's also news resources for you, right? Like you've got like Harvard Business Review if you're in business, perhaps. You got the New England Journal of Medicine if you're in medicine, or if you're in chiropractic, there are chiropractic thought leaders that are doing extremely well that you can follow. You can get a sense of what they're doing. You know, another part of suggested is exactly what we call title jacking. So, you know, if you've got an inspiration channel or a competitor channel, and they just did a video on Joe Biden, you know, Kamala Harris, you can do, now you do. So let's say that somebody does a video that's like, you know, the life and political history of Kamala Harris. Let's say that that's out there. Patrick Bet David does it or something, right? So, some business person. So you go, okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go like the YouTube history, the YouTube and media history of Kamala Harris. So you're taking a title that worked. Don't take stupid videos. It's like, oh, and I'm copying a video my competitor did. It only got 17 views. Like, then don't copy that one, dude. It's like cheating off the dumb kid. It's like kids who would cheat off my test. I let them see the answers because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't even know there was a test today. So, you know, it's like, don't copy off the kid who's getting C's. But you want to like take a title that works, create a title just like it, but flip the thing to be more about you. Right? If you are a Windows installer. Now, look, your goal is not to love my ideas here on this call today. Your goal is to see me come up with ideas that are better than yours and consider hiring me. Oops. I said the quiet part out loud. You can't come up with good titles because you are a CEO managing a company, or you are a director of an executive with like 17 different things you got to do. You need to hire someone like us to do this for you. So, for example, if you are a real estate agent or in real estate, you could, I'm just going to follow this Kamala Harris. And the idea is not to promote any kind of political ideology, but instead to sort of like talk to everybody, you know? So the idea is, so let's say somebody makes a video called the life and political history of Kamala Harris. And you're like, man, I want a piece of that audience. I like that audience. Those are like business people. They have money. Like, I want them to kind of follow my stuff. And I'm a real estate agent. So I'm going to go the real estate investment history of Kamala Harris. Bingo, bango, bongo. That's winning. That's winning. It's at least a good title suggestion or a good title idea. Okay, so your YouTube strategy needs to be consisted of videos that are designed for search and designed for suggested. Now, I'm going to make a third category here, and that is sales. That is revenue. Revenue, email opt-ins, conversion. All of these things, okay? We put that into one category. Now, these videos will take a couple different forms, and they don't need to be outlier performance videos on YouTube, which means they're not going to perform very well. Nobody woke up today wanting to see your sales video on YouTube. Nobody, okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. So you guys have a sense of time. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to show you a structure technique for getting conversion, and then I'll go to your questions. We'll end for the day. Okay. So your sales videos, here's what you're thinking about is, what videos do you need to send customers? Pre-customers. What videos do you need to send to pre-customers? Here's the scenario. So somebody opts into your email list, maybe from a YouTube video, or maybe they opt into your email list from a Facebook post. But you've got all these different, what we call like receptacles. You got all these different collector bots getting leads. A lead comes into your system, your pipeline, okay? And they get an email from you. What video is in that email? Hey, thanks so much for calling Acceleratus Media. You know, we have the best in YouTube for business solutions. And here's a quick video outlining everything that we do. Now that Christine, I see your comment and I think it's like awesome. Here I go. I'm like trying to compliment Christina and it's like I lose my train of thought. I would create a video that introduces that new opt-in to what we do. Then in email number 2 that comes out a couple days later, I might include an email about me as the origin story. See, like how our company started. In fact, we have 5 sales videos that we suggest everybody make. And I'm going to give them to you right now. And these are designed to be public on YouTube, even though they're not going to get a ton of views. We still design them to be public on YouTube because it's targeted traffic. So let's say you're getting 100 leads a month, which is not a lot, but it's enough, right? It's enough to be credible. So you're getting 100 leads a month, but even 25 leads a month, okay? You're getting 25 people a month opting into your email system, okay? And we actually call this, let's see if I can do new sheets here. We actually call this the video funnel. So it's like you got videos over here, you got Facebook posts, and you've got maybe you do some speaking and like people are, oh, I want your thing, I want your opt-in, your free guide, right? And so you've got like this email list. You might even have a couple of them, right? You might even have like 2 or 3 free guides, and I'll do like the but you've got this like free guide sort of ecosystem. Okay. And they're on your email list. The first thing that they're going to get is a welcome email that's like, here's the free thing you opted into. Okay. In that video, in fact, I'll make it even bigger, is you're going to have that. Oh, come on. Holy Moses. You're going to have that email number 1. Okay. Email number 1. And it's like a delivery email with a YouTube video. And that YouTube video is our company. Okay, now these are not, like, it's not an exhaustive list, but these are the first 5 we have everybody make. So you're going to go like, here's our company. Okay. That next email that they're going to get is going to be our story. So we call this about us. Now, about us can be about you. Like in my company, it's about my story. I am the origin story. Although it's unlikely I will be managing your YouTube campaign. We have channel managers for that. And by the way, if you are a YouTuber and you would be interested in coaching clients, then I would love for you to reach out to me privately. Look, don't reach out to me if you're not like in a place where you can commit, time per week. I don't need that person who's like, oh, I'd love to. I got 18 things I do, and this could be one of them. No, that's not what I'm looking for. We pay a very competitive rate from people who get results. So I want to put that out there, is that we are looking for our next YouTube channel manager, YouTube strategy coach. Now, that being said, the About Us video tells the story. Okay, from that, we have product 1, product 2, and product 3, okay? So if you're not familiar with the value ladder, then I want you to subscribe to this channel, because we are going to be talking about building out your value ladder so that you've got a free, you've got a low, you've got a higher, you've got an upgrade, and you've got your best. Okay, and this is like 0. This is like 20. This could be a book, right? It could be a free guide. But what you're going to do in these videos is you're really going to talk about these 3 things. Okay, so we'll talk about the value ladder in future videos. But you've talked about sort of what your company does, and you've maybe even referenced, like, we have a high end, we have a low end, we have a mid. Our story is designed to, like, capture their hearts. Man, started this just a family of 5, and you're gonna end this video. Okay, remember, this is an email. I just want these are emails, and inside the email is a video, okay? But those videos, the videos themselves will be structured like this. So you've got your Our Company video. Look at that. I didn't know I could do that. You've got our Company video. You've got our About Us video. Dope. Then from there, you've got your product number 1 video. And in product number 1, you also link to product number 2 and product number 3. And that's what your system looks like. And what we're hoping for, what we want to accomplish, is that even though the viewer won't get, like, they get email number 1, but the video can link to 2, 3, and 4. Even if they don't get those videos for a couple days, okay? Or excuse me, even if they don't get those emails for a couple days, right? They may not get this. They may not get email 3 for 7 days. But in email 1, the video, the YouTube video, linked to the videos in the next emails. So this is how you're getting your best clients to raise their hands and come along your funnel to get to that place. Because that's essentially what we've done is, like, this is the top of the funnel, and we're moving them farther and farther down the line into an eventual appointment, okay? And that's the ultimate goal. So in email 3, you're going to go through your product number 1, but you're going to also mention product number 2 and product number 3, right? Which is you're going to talk in this main video, you're going to talk about your main product, the one you sell or hope to sell. But you're also going to mention your upgraded, and you're going to mention maybe you're downgraded, right? So maybe it starts here, and you're going to mention this one and mention that one, right? There's a lot of different structure options, but these are going to be like the first 5 videos that you make, okay? They're going to be your sales videos. And when combined together, these create a fantastic, a provable, a trackable YouTube strategy. Suggested is measured by the views we get and what keywords we rank for. Suggested is measured by the views we get in a given time period. This is what's going to bump your channel up. And then your sales are measured by the links that people are clicking. So yes, your search videos will have links to your sales. Yes, your suggested videos will have links to your sales. And that brings us into video structure, which we're not going to talk about today. But your video structure is important. Look, if you are sort of a gamer, this may not apply to you, although I guarantee you gamers have structure. As a business owner, you need to create a product that can be stamped out on an assembly line. And so I want you to watch that video next, if that's you, is watch a video on video structure. But here's what we do, is we create our goals, right? We need some search videos. We need some suggested videos. We need some sales videos. All of those videos have a similar structure to them, where we, maybe this isn't the best analogy for it. Let me go to a different view, and then we're gonna go to questions and kind of open it up. So how about this? This is your video, right? Whether it's 4 minutes, 20 minutes, okay? And this is all part of the strategy. It's like, hey guys, we're low on watch time. We need like a 20-minute video, right? Or hey guys, let's do a 10-part series called 3-minute tips, and we'll just make them really fast. We won't get the watch time, but our goal is to get like the trigger time, the like video 1, video 2. They watch like 3, 4, 5 of these in a row. But in the course of your video, you're going to want to have a hook. Okay, your hook needs to grab their attention, and then you need to get right into the content, okay? Now, your content should be filled with chapters and takeaways. Okay. So the structure, the overall structure of your video should be like bullet point and like sub bullet point with a major takeaway. That's how you structure your video. Okay. Inside of this, right, you're going to have like bullet point 1, bullet point 2, and then you're going to have a CTA. And then you're going to do 3, 4, and then you're going to end it with an end card. Okay, so this gives us some very measurable things to look at. Number one is in the hook, how many viewers did we keep? Right? Oh, we lost 85% of our viewers in the hook. Then we have to address that. Why? Right? They saw the thumbnail, they saw the title, they watched the video for 10 seconds, they decided it wasn't for them. That's on you. We messed up. The camera delivery didn't meet their expectations based on title and thumbnail. How do we know that? Because they already clicked on it. We already know they were in the video before they logged off. So we can measure this. And by measuring the hooks that stand out, go back to Christina Smallhorn. You know, how to buy a home in Louisiana, blah. How to buy a home in Louisiana, blah. Tiny homes, 30,000. That is an outlier. That is a hook that outperformed. So do more of those. It's like, oh, well, but Owen, we were going to make video C, D, and E. It's like, don't make video C, D, and E. Video B took off. So let's build on that now. Okay. So by our hooks, we can tell what videos and what topics we should dig into. How many people were watching during the CTA? This is so strategic, guys. Like when I do stories, my stories get 10,000 views on them. It's like, oh, I have another channel, they get like 50. So on the big channel, it's like 10,000 views. But what I look at is the first slide and the CTA slide, okay? So how many people were watching during the CTA? What percentage of my audience? And how many clicked? That's it. How many clicked? And what we develop over time is, you might have 5 landing pages or 3 landing pages. But in a 90-day period, we can see, how many people clicked on these. Same with the end card. Okay, the end card is another metric because we're trying to create binge watching here. So at the end card, we actually have an analytic in YouTube that tells us, okay, number one, how many people kept watching and how many people clicked. We can see a percentage. It's always going to be a low percentage. But again, that's why even the 25 matter, right? Like I mentioned earlier, like maybe only 25 people watch it. Why is that good? Because if these are qualified sales, they opted into your list, you're getting 25 leads a month. So you're making these public videos, and those public videos don't have a lot of views on them. Like, oh, and doesn't that hurt my channel? I mean, yes and no. Like in a very monolithic world, yes, where like my goal is to be a famous YouTuber. You don't want to have videos that have low views for no reason. However, most of you watching this, you're business people. And so you've got to have a multifaceted approach. I want these videos to be produced first, and I want you to be sending people to them all the time. The 25 leads a month are more likely to watch them all the way through. Watch time. And as they're watching it, as this ideal customer, don't miss this. This is where I'm landing. As the ideal customer, maybe out of 25, maybe there's only 3 or 4 of them that watch it all the way through, all 15 minutes, all 14 minutes, whatever it is, 12 minutes. YouTube is checking their search history. YouTube is seeing who they're connected to on social. YouTube is doing all the things that algorithms do to find more people like them to send your videos to. So having highly qualified, high watch time videos on your channel is an excellent idea. That is where you will not necessarily make the sales, but where those future sales become committed to buying from you. They know they're going to do flooring now. You've convinced them. I'm doing flooring. I'm not doing the backyard. But who am I going to buy from? Jim, Sally, Bob? Well, I binge watched Bob's videos. I learned about his wife and his kids' history, and he coaches the high school team and volunteers at church. That's the guy I'm doing business with. That's where you'll make some big wins. Okay, so what does your strategy look like? Oh, let's get rid of me here so you guys can see the whole thing. Grab a shot of this. Let's see if I can turn my. Oops, wrong one. Is search, suggested, and sales. I hope all of that made sense to you. And I want to encourage you. There's a link in the description box below if you want to set up a call with me, 30-minute call with me. Click the link that's in the description box below. owenvideo.com/30mins. owenvideo.com/30mins.